Hello, everybody, and welcome to our virtual celebration. I want to point out our music director, Lee Coulter, is the recipient of the San Diego Music Award for his folk song, Look Away. So he is our special music for our opening and closing song.
Well, I don't usually write songs like this, but I got this feeling I can't dismiss. See, I've been afraid, played the part too long, chasing perfection, wondering why it went wrong. But life's not like a movie poster, it's a stop, fall apart roller coaster. So stand up tall, you can't win them all, and you don't always hit the notes you're supposed to. No, you don't always hit the notes you're supposed to. So I'm strutting into everything, don't care if I lose. They'll be looking at me strange, like all confused. Keep your chin up, man, you gotta understand. Somehow the best things came from a change of plan. And life's not like a movie poster, it's a stop, fall apart roller coaster. But you'll be fine, you'll get them next time. And you don't always hit the notes you're supposed to. No, you don't always hit the notes you're supposed to. It's not a selfie stick or a get rich quick. It's not a headline, no, you can't rewind. Nobody shows their deleted scenes. It's the highs and the lows, but mostly in betweens. So keep lending your hand and humming your tune. You could reach for the stars and fall for the moon. There's people hurting and the world's gone berserk. Won't you breathe with me, 'cause our lungs still work. And life's not like a movie poster, it's a stop, fall apart roller coaster. But I'm okay, it just wasn't my day. And you don't always hit the notes you're supposed to. No, you don't always hit the notes you're supposed to. See, you don't always hit the notes you're supposed to. Well, I don't usually write songs like this, but I got this feeling I can't dismiss. I was too busy wishing for my destiny. I was missing all the magic right in front of me.
So I want to start this talk with a story. It's a story it's probably a story that you've heard. I've heard it before. Recently I came across it and it took place in Tokyo. But it could take place in Paris, it could take place in Los Angeles, it could take place in Moscow, it could take place in a small rural village or a great city. But it's about the story of a master builder. In this case, it's in Tokyo. And this master builder was known for his detail. He was known for the exquisite work that he did, from the choosing of the materials, to gathering the right team, to putting things together in such a way that his buildings expressed this sense of art that was renewing and refreshing, inspiring, and brought people to a place of amazement. And for 40 years, he built these houses. And finally he realized, like we all do, there's a shelf life to the thing that we do. And so he goes to the owner of the company and he says, I'm winding down. It's time for me to quit. And his boss says, we have one more project for you. It's for a very special person. And everyone on the team agrees, you are the one to do this. Will you please build this one more house? So he thinks about it, thinks about his family, he thinks about the plans that he had made, but he says, I'll do it. I'll do it. But here's the deal. His head said yes, but his heart really wasn't into it. And although he did good work, he didn't do his best work. And although he had an eye for detail, he didn't have that exquisite eye for detail. The materials that he chose were not the best. They were good enough. The work that he did was good enough, but it didn't necessarily hold that value of excellence that he carried with so many of his jobs. He just wasn't present. It reminds me of this line from James Joyce where he said, he lived a short distance from himself. He was there, but he wasn't really there, right? You know what I'm saying? So he finishes the job. He goes to his boss. He says, the job is complete. And the boss says, there's one more thing. And he hands him a small box. And he opens the box, and there's a small velvet bag. And as he opens the bag, his heart falls because he was given the keys to the house. The work that he was doing was for his own home. We know this story, right? It's about the life that we're living. Are we fully present to what we do? That place where our head says one thing and our heart says another thing, and we're living at short distance from our life, but we're not fully present to it. We're each having this great vocation, this calling to live our fullest life that we can. But sometimes we get distracted. Sometimes we're too tired. We're too anxious, whatever the case may be. Wendell Berry says it like this. The old and honorable idea of vocation is simply that we are each called by God, or by our gifts, or by our preference, to a kind of good work for which we are particularly fitted. And that good work that we are each particularly fitted to is our life. It's our life and everything about our life. And I don't know, maybe you're like me. I'm often looking for these sort of peak experiences. And as Maslow says, they're really important. They're an important thing to have. But what do we do after the enlightenment? We can't just simply live on the mountaintop. So I've picked up as of late this great old book called Chop Wood, Carry Water from the 1980s. And I've been reading again. And the essence of the book is really the secret of living a fulfilling life. And it is this, the Zen question is, what does one do after one finds enlightenment? You chop wood, you carry water, you get on with your life. The real essence is this, how we find spiritual fulfillment in the everyday things of our lives. Because oh, how we love the dramatic, and oh, how we love the profound, and oh, how we love these life-changing psychedelic experiences. But where the real work is in the things we do every day, the relationships that are around us, the work or the service that we give, the things that we manage, our garden. There's so much that's going on in the world right now. It can almost be overwhelming. But the real thing is, what's on our plate? What's ours to do? What's that one good thing that is in our life that makes a difference? It's like the old starfish story, right? About the man who's walking on the beach and he sees a young boy throwing starfish in the water. And he says, why are you doing that? It's not going to make a difference. And the little boy says, it's going to make a difference to this starfish, right? So that's what it means to live a full life. By the way, that's what living in grace is. To accept that we're accepted. To be living in a place of acknowledgement of where it all is right here. And when we allow ourselves to be amazed, to be surprised, to be in awe, to see the divine in and through everyone in everything. It's fabulous what shows up. Frederick Buechner says it like this: "There's no telling where God may turn up next, around what sudden bend of the path, if you happen to have your eyes and ears open." And so that's the trick, to spend each day, each moment, fully present, to live undefended, unperplexed, not to be living in a future, not to be living in a past, but living presently and finding that sense of divinity in what's there. It leads us to a place of gratitude. And in that place of gratitude, there's this tremendous opportunity for expansion and novelty and newness that begins to happen. This is what grace is all about. So, when we practice this, we practice by, again, breathing and being present to what is here, what is in front of us, who is here, what's in front of us. Again, I think about it this way. As Frederick Buechner says, he says, the grace of God means something like this: here is your life. You might never have been, but you are, because the party wouldn't have been complete without you. This world would not be complete without you. Each and every one of us are an integral part of all that is, because everything is interconnected to everything else. And each of us has a gift. The party wouldn't be the party if you weren't in it. And as we talked about last week, the great sense of despair that Kierkegaard talks from is that we're not present to our own life. We're either living our life like the builder, not fully engaged, not fully present, or even worse, we're trying to live by the ideals and dictates of someone else. We're not even being who we truly are, and then we wonder why we can't find happiness or joy. And yet joy and happiness surround us everywhere. When our eyes and ears are open, we can see the divine. So let's pray this. Let's do this as our practice. And I'd like to start the practice of this week with a quote from Frederick Buechner and end it with this lovely poem from this 8th century Japanese poet, Ariwara Nirahari. But let's begin with this beautiful quote from Buechner. And just let yourself be. And let these words just soften the heart and draw the breath and allow us to be present in this moment. Listen to your life. See it for that fathomless mystery that it is, in the boredom and pain of it, no less than in the excitement and gladness, because in the last analysis, all moments are key moments, and life itself is grace. So we breathe into this moment, understanding right here, this moment, the moment that you and I are connecting in the virtual world, is a key moment. And as we breathe, just allow yourself to be aware of your surroundings. Allow yourself to be aware of what you've accomplished today, what good there has been that you have done, how you have been generous, how you have shared, how the world is a better place for you having been born. And breathe that in. Be present to that. This is the path that we are on. This is the path that we always knew we would be on. And in this moment, We choose to be on this path. And as Ariwara Nirahari says, I have always known that I would take this road, but yesterday I did not know that it would be today. I always knew that I would take this road, but yesterday I did not know it would be today. Today, this moment, we are on that road. I bless you. I honor you. I see you. It is all good. It is all God. And so it is.
Stardust and forces of attraction, that's all we are. Particles of matter that don't matter in time. But of all the places in this space you could want to be, your particles of matter keep running into mine. Worlds colliding, you're by my side. From galaxy to galaxy, you're next to me. We could ponder the meaning, 'cause that's what people do. But I don't need a meaning, I mean, as long as I'm with you. Stardust and forces of attraction, that's all there is. Chaos and randomness and probability. But of all the places in this space I could want to see, it's your particles of matter that matter to me. Worlds colliding, you're by my side. From galaxy to galaxy, you're next to me. We could ponder the meaning, 'cause that's what people do. But I don't need a meaning, I mean, as long as I'm with you. Stardust and forces of attraction, that's all we are.
Thank you, everybody, for your continual and generous support. Your financial contributions help us to expand and grow, both at the Hilltop Center in the services that we are offering and the work that we are doing, and as we are growing and expanding in the virtual world. We really appreciate it. We depend on you. We're in this together. Thank you very much.
Hey, little one, look away, look away, little one, look away. Hey, little one, look away, we're building America. Building America. Building America. Who's out there in the field? Who's stealing their yield? Don't the kids wanna play? Not like us, you say. Your daddy said they don't care, but you gotta be aware. What you sow, you harvest into the darkness. Hey, little one, look away, look away. Hey, little one, look away. Hey, little one, look away, look away. We're building America. Building America. Building Does daddy still need him? Where's the money coming from? Good day, Congressman. So we lock away la vie, and they can't sit here. Still they're gaining ground. Another one down. Hey, hey, little one, look away, look away. Hey, little one, look away. Hey, little one, look away, look away. We're burning America. Still I don't understand it. Why's he hurting that man? She's begging him to stop. Seems wrong, does it not? And the world is rising, and the case is climbing. How'd we get like this? Just what did we miss?